So I know this will seem unlikely from my other videos, but I'm going to talk about something really boring today. And that is giving commentaries while you're riding and while you're driving your car as well. So I'm guessing quite a lot of you won't know what commentaries are. So it's basically just describing like the hazards and things that you see going on as you're driving. And it's good for two things. It's really good for just improving your driving generally because it makes you think about what's going on around you a little bit more. But it's also really handy for, you know, those times when you're super knackered when you're driving and you just forget about everything that's happened in the last 20 minutes and think like, how did I get here? Do a commentary for a little bit and it really wakes your brain up and gets you going again and turns you back on. Not like that, you weirdos. So bear with me, I'm just going to leave the camera running for like 40 minutes, 20 minutes, however long the battery lasts for. And we're going to do a few country roads, we're going to do a little bit of town and stuff like that. I'm not going to pretend I'm the ultimate master of this. I've only done it, I've been a couple of lessons that I've been trained on it in and then just been practicing it myself. There's people that are way better, but you know, have a listen, get involved, tell me all the stupid things I've done wrong in it, tell me things that you think might work out or could have done better. Just think about including it, but hopefully it'll be interesting to people that have never heard of it and give you an idea of stuff you can be thinking about while you're driving to just make you more aware and alert. Right, straight into it. We're on a 60 mile an hour road. The traffic's pretty light today because it's a Sunday afternoon. Roads are dry, as you can see. Coming into a national speed limit, quick shoulder check, nothing following us. Moving over to position 1, which is right over on the left hand side here. That's going to give us a better view around the corner. I've got hedge lines kind of guiding me where the road's going, but I can't really see the oncoming traffic that well. Going to come out to position 3 in the centre of the road, looking through the corner as best we can. Don't want to go out too wide in case I've got to cut back in quickly for a large vehicle. Back over to position 1, got a junction on the right hand side, but quite a good visibility into it, so I knew nothing's coming out of there. Lovely long stretch of road ahead, but there's a pheasant in the road, so we're just going to wait for him to do something crazy. Do a mirror check in case I've got to brake hard, but there's nothing behind me. Farm on the left hand side, or is it just a big house, but nothing coming out of that. We've got one oncoming car now, so we're going to move right over to position 1, give him a little bit of space so we can both cruise by. Now I'm going to come back out, probably slightly onto the other side of the road, so let me see around this corner a little bit. I can follow the line of the telegraph poles there to show me the road was going to the left, but they stopped there. Now back over, looking around the corner, nice long straight. It looks like we're coming into a bit of a built up area, so looking out for a speed change. Yeah, that's coming up. So we've got mirror check, then coming into a 30 mile an hour zone. Right, got a lot more houses on both sides now, so I'm going to stick to the middle of the road, just keeping an eye out for any car bonnets emerging, dogs and cats running out, that sort of thing. There's a party there, so likely to be kids around. Junction on the left, give that a bit of space, but also one on the right, back over to the middle of our lane. When we get to the end of this, it looks like we're going to be going around to the left. Getting a nice quiet traffic day, watching for cars shooting around the corner though, maybe cutting that corner. Indicate left, nothing behind me, the mirror check. Ready to go straight out. We're into a 30 there and then straight into a 40. Again, mirror check, nothing behind us, so up to 40. My sat nav's actually saying 60 here, but it's wrong. Got a twisty section coming up. Driveway's on the left, but I'm happy to come over a little bit and then back over to the outside of the corner here to let me see through it. There's a manhole in the middle of the road and we've got a partridge running across as they tend to. Still in the 40 here, I can see the national speed limit ahead. Road's curving around to the left, got a junction and church on the right. Sunday, so there might be people coming out the church, probably a bit late in the day for that now. Over to position 1, let me see through that corner, mirror check, nothing behind me, roll on, up to 60 mile an hour. Road's kinking slightly to the left, it's pretty blind, so I'm going to roll off a little bit. Then no junctions or no driveways there, oncoming van, give him a bit of space, looking through the corner. Because the road's going to go around to the right again, I'm going to stay over to this side till I can see the road's clear. At this point I can move back into the middle of the road to let me start seeing around the left. Sign there giving us some twisties, and we've got a chevron coming up, so we know it's quite a tight one. Mirror check, rolling off the speed. Another slow sign, they're really drilling it home. Stay nice and wide for this, looking through the corner. The road conditions are great today actually. It's pretty clean and pretty dry on the roads. Back over to position 3, I can see chevrons there, so I know it's going to tighten up, so I'm just going to slow up a little bit. A bit damp there, staying away from that. I think I saw a driveway on the left, something coming up, no, not sure, but it does look like the road's really damp ahead though, so I'm just going to back off a little bit there in case I need to brake hard for this section, just because I've got no visibility oncoming. Over to position 1, let me see through the corner. I'm keeping an eye on that junction or that driveway for anything to pop out. Staying over in position 1. Right, we've got signs for pedestrians. Slow as well. Again, quick mirror check in case we need to get on the brakes hard, give that car a little space. Got another oncoming, no, it's a parked car, so that's alright. Hold the speed down a little bit as we're going past the residentials, and yeah, we're coming into a 30 anyway, so a quick mirror check, nothing behind us. Rolling down to a 30, you've got a parked car there looking to go flat straight around. We've got an oncoming, we've got plenty of time there. He's going to pull in, yeah, he's going to be well clear by the time we get there. Keep an eye on that junction on the left though for anything that's coming out of it. Coming up to what looks like a T-junction, we're turning right. Not great visibility by the looks of it because of the hedges, so just going to position ourselves to be able to see around to the right hand side. Okay, it's not great visibility there, but we've got enough to get out. We're into a 30 here still, but then coming up to a 40. Oh, that was a horrendous gear change. Someone loading a car there, so we're just ready to stop if we need to, or ready for them to walk out to the driver's side. Shoulder check, nothing coming past us, give them a bit of space. We're in a 40, so we can go a little bit quicker here. Coming out to position 3 again, looking through that corner. Looks like we're coming out of the town a little bit there. Yeah, we've got national speed limit sign. Mirror check, nothing behind us, rolling on up to 60. Lovely clear bit of road. I've got an oncoming car there. Looks like we're coming through a little hamlet of houses, so just keeping an eye out for any cars sticking their nose out, anything that might be going on there. Coming over to the middle of the road again, position 3, looking through the corner. We'll wait till we get past that gravelly driveway, then move back over to the outside to give that car some space, give us the view through. I've got a car ahead, but it looks like he's going at a reasonable speed, so we're not going to catch up on him surprisingly. Back out to position 3. Nice clear stretching. Couple of driveways again just to watch out for. Sun's looking like it wants to burst through there, but still a bit hazy. Staying out nice and wide, let's see through the corner. Sorry for the coughing, dries your throat out this. Back into position 3. I mean, the road's looking like it might have some passing places, so we will be looking to make progress and go past it. At the moment though, yeah, we've got a parked car on the left, oncoming there, so it's all a little bit chaotic. I'm going to come back to position 2 just in case that car decides to pull out because he is indicating. Back over to 3, looking around that car. We might have to go over to the other side. No, we haven't got room to go through there. We're coming up to a blind, but it's worth having a look. As soon as we can't go anywhere, we'll just sit back a little bit. Mirror check, that car's coming up behind us now. See, keep an eye in case he catches up and gets too close. Got a slow sign coming up. We're going to 13, looks a little bit more built up again. I'm going to come in slightly because that van looked like he was going to hang over the line, but they've got a load of potholes on the left hand side that I want to keep well clear of. Okay, again we're just going to hang around in the middle of the lane in position 2 until we get past those driveways, then over to the left hand side, looking through the corner. There's an access gate there, but it's just a field, there's no tractors coming out or anything. See a 30 coming up through the hedges there, yeah. Mirror check, there's nothing behind us, give that bike a hello. So we're fine to roll off, down a gear. Fairly tight corner here, again just giving that car loads of breathing space because there's nowhere we can get past them here anyway. Still coming out to position 1, give us a good view through the corner. Keep an eye on that junction, but I can see a long way into that and I can see there's nothing coming out of it. Right, we're peeling to the right here, so indicator mirror check. Quick shoulder check, all clear, oncoming. Into a single lane road here. It's still in a 30 at the moment. We can treat this as one lane really, so I can use the whole road. But obviously ready to duck back over to the left hand side if anything comes through. So a few little cracks in the road. Bits of undulations to keep a look out for. I'm going to come right over to the outside to let me see through this corner. And hold it on the outside all the way around, looking up through the road. We're into a 60 now, apparently. I'll be honest, didn't see any signs for that, but it's probably from the junction. I'm going to sit in the middle of the road here, so it gives me a bit more visibility, but I'm not too far out if a large vehicle comes through. A load of houses here and gravel driveways and things that might be dragging dirt onto the road, so just going to keep the speed down a bit. All clear there, do a mirror check, nothing behind me, roll on. A little bit more pace through here. Road's rolling around to the left. I'm looking all the way through the corner over there. There's nothing coming through, so I'm just keeping an eye on the driveways on the right hand side. Again, really good visibility, long way ahead here. Trying to peek through the gaps in the hedges, see if I can see anything else. The road's pretty bumpy, but I've got a lot of suspension, so I don't really care. Over to position 1, looking through the corner, got houses coming up, so just going to back off a little bit in case you've got any farm vehicles, and it's getting a little bit twisty here. can't see where the road's going. By the houses there, it looks like it's going to go off to the right, so we're going to anticipate that. Yeah, again, you've got a chevron there that's actually dropped off the post, but so it's going to be a tight corner. Stay out wide, but keep an eye on the driveways on the left. You've got a load of gravel in the middle of the road as well that I've just been a bit cautious of as I roll on the power. Right, oncoming car, give them loads of space, but there's plenty of room for us to both get past. Just going to pop out a little bit wider. Yeah, that gives me a view down the road, all clear. I've got a left-hand turn coming up. Keeping my eyes out for that. Nothing behind me, so I can alright on the brakes. Indicate left still. Looking through the corner, nothing coming up the road there, so I can use as much of it as I want, which is nice. Bit of gravel on the road there though, so taking it cautious. Again, no hedges here, so I can see clearly there's no oncoming traffic. Following the hedge line there though, and it's showing where the road's going to. And again, you've got telegraph lines, poles here, that gives you a bit of an indication of where the road's going to be going. Okay, looking through that corner again, nice and clear. As soon as we get past these trees, you can see down to the next corner there. Road's rolling to the right, following the telegraph line still. Looking through there, can't see any large vehicles, but just being cautious in case there's anything low coming around the corner. I did see a flash or something, but it might have been a parked car by these houses. High hedges here, so you've got much less visibility. A load of gravel over the side there. Going to stay out a little bit wider, just give me plenty of room from both sides of the road. Nice long straight coming up here. As soon as we go into this, roll on. Looks like there's a bit of a farm access on the left hand side on the corner, but again nothing emerging from it, so you're all fine. Trying to look over the hedge for any big vehicles, but obviously can't see any cars. Yeah, exactly, that appeared out of nowhere. But we're over on position 1, so it had loads of room. That was a big old bump. And right, back over to 1, looking through the road. Nice little glimpse through the middle there, we can see all that's clear. Then the road disappears around to the right, so we're going to stay over this solid into position 3. Back over to the curb. Give that nice line of sight through the corner as much as we can get. Okay, the road's rolling around to the left. Oh, it's looking like a junction. Not sure who's got priority. I'm going to indicate just in case. No, it's my road, so I can actually roll them through that. Quick check up the junction just in case anyone shoots out there. I saw an oncoming car there, so staying over to this side. Now back into the middle of the road. The road is taking a sharp right here. It looks like there's is it a junction or something? Yep, but it's my road. Looking down the road, you can see through the gaps in the hedge there that there's nothing coming, so I can use the whole road. Again, staying nice and twisty on this section. Still really nice, dry, grippy road, so staying out a little bit wide in the middle of the road, but ready to duck back over to this side if needed. It'd be nice to use the whole road, but just haven't got the visibility because of the hedges. Again, same here, just going to keep it about position 2 in the middle of the road. Ready to duck back in if needed, but it still gives me a little bit more of a view through the road. It's really bumpy here, stand up for that one, yep. Road subsided quite a lot. Got a farm on the left there, but there's no access to it, so all good. Rolling around to the right, a couple of gates there, so the road might be narrowing. Yeah, it's also getting pretty muddy and dirty, so we'll slow it down a little bit there. Looking up through the S-bends ahead, it's all nice and clear. Road's tucking to the left there, houses on the right. Just keeping an eye, especially with all these farms around, in case there's any horses on the road or anything like that. Again, you can see right through the S-bends there, so I'm clear to use the whole road if needed. Now I'm going to tuck over to this side because I can't see through that section. I'm going to come right over to the opposite curb here because I've got plenty of time to get back if I need to, and it lets me see to that corner nice and early. Junctions on the, or houses on the left. Watching out for cars emerging. Really tight little corner and a humpback bridge. Give it a bit of gas, we can jump that. And what have we got? Junction on the left, that's all gated and closed. Back over to position 1, looking through the corner, and I think we're coming into town in a minute. Got a load of cones there that implies there might be parking for some, yeah. Oh, we go, yeah, is it a football club or something there? So yeah, especially on a Sunday, I was really busy. Loads of time, look out for drunk people wandering around. Moving out past this car, looking down the road ahead, got one oncoming, but loads of time. Still doing mirror checks, nothing behind me for this whole section. And obviously we're not going to get past this car here, so we'll just sit back and chill. Junction on the left hand side, giving that plenty of space, but I've got a good visibility into it. Again, just watching all these driveways on the left. Road's rolling around, so I can stay right to the outside of this lane, look down through the corner, and we've got a T-junction coming up. We're going to be turning left at. Now we come to a stop, so do another mirror check, but there's no cars following us, indicator on. Down to first gear, ready to stop. Hopefully won't need to. Looking back up the road, no, we've got an oncoming. Oh, he's indicating to come in. Check he is actually going, yep. Then we're clear. Cancel the indicator. Much busier area around here now, so really watching out for pedestrians, cars pulling out. Things like where that car's pulling into the driveway earlier, the cars behind it swerved out a little bit to give them space, which would affect me if I was a little bit closer. Pothole on the left, keep an eye on that. That black car's coming out a little bit quick, watch he doesn't stick his nose out. No, he's seen me, it's all good. Getting pedestrian on the right, what's going on there? We've got a school, playground, just something more to keep an eye on. Right, we're coming up to a roundabout, taking the second exit toward Chelmsford. Am I still recording? Just checking, yeah, wonderful. Okay, mirror check, car a little way behind me, but I'm alright to brake. Indicating, looking through the corner, where's that Mini going? No, we're going to have to stop for him. Then we've got priority because there's nothing else coming. We're keeping an eye on that black pickup over there, but he's slowing down. No one on the crossing. Looks like the shops are mostly closed, so no one coming out there, but we can see way into it. Just watching that cyclist going over the road there in case he drops it or there's someone else with him. Okay, a bit of a blind crest, then the road rolls around to the right. We can go out a little bit wide. It doesn't look like that junction's busy, so we can use that one. Again, this looks like a bigger junction, so I'm going to come into the middle of the lane, and we've got a load of parked cars on the left-hand side, so really being cautious of doors opening and people stepping out between them. I'll come right out to position 3 for that one. Stay in position 3 out here, past that parked car, then we're going to go back into the middle of the road, well, it's the middle of the lane. Taking a left at the roundabout. Mirror check, plenty of space behind us. Nothing coming our right of way. Rolling around the corner, give it a little space so we can see further up the road ahead. Getting priority really is watching out for junctions and driveways on the left. You've got a couple of pedestrians coming as well, parked cars, so we're going to have to move out towards the other side of the road, so I'm just keeping an eye for oncoming traffic and where they're positioned, whether they're likely seen us. Again, to watch out for here is if any cars pull out of driveways on the right, it's going to push oncoming cars into our lane. Got a load of kids on bikes there, just watching them really closely in case they come out between the cars. Garage is closed, so that shouldn't have any traffic. This roundabout, we're going to go straight ahead, second exit. Mirror check, nothing behind us still. All clear coming from the right, and looking into that left-hand junction, make sure nothing emerges. Couple of doggos. Oh, who's a doggo? Okay, next junction, second exit again, straight over. Still nothing coming from the right, so we've got priority. Doing me mirror checks, there's nothing behind me on the roundabout, nice and clear. Probably should have indicated coming off of that one because there was a car coming, but I was a little way ahead of them, so I don't think I affected their journey. Watching that blind alley there in case anyone comes out of it, and we're going up quite a steep hill here, and we're actually coming into a 20. Mirror check, nothing behind us. Down to second gear. The only thing I'm really cautious of here is if we have to stop, it's a pretty steep hill, so just get ready to get on the brake and into first gear. Other than that, pavement's pretty clear. Going to move over to position 1, give those oncoming cars a bit of space, especially because that brick wall there, so it's going to push the cars out. We're going to be turning right at the top of the hill, back into the middle of the lane, mirror check, nothing behind us, nothing crossing. Got cars coming through and it's pretty blind on that junction, so we'll come to a stop there. Looking through, he's indicating, just check they're going round. Yep, all good, bus is coming, so we're all clear. Another doggo on the right hand side. He wasn't looking, how sad. Keep an eye on those traffic lights changing, but there's no one by him. Pub on the right hand side. Again, there's a few more drinky places here, and it's a Sunday afternoon, so you might get the odd piss person around, but unlikely. Going to come quite out wide here, just in case there's any pedestrians or prams coming along that narrow bit of path. And then we're going to take a right here, which is a bit of a blind bend. Mirror check, there's nothing behind me, all right to come to stop. Looking up the road, that was all clear, yeah, clear, loads of space in front of that black car. That white car was on my side of the road, as is the one ahead. I'm just going to wait to see if he tucks in. He does, yeah, brilliant. Oh no, he thought about coming out again, but he stopped. He's given us space. Thank you. Again, just keep an eye on those parked cars in case anyone runs out. I'm watching this grey car in front to make sure he waits before he pulls out onto my side. Now we're past all that, going to go back to position 3 in the middle of the road to give a bit of space to the junctions on the left hand side.
Road drops away pretty blind, but I can stay here for now. I've got plenty of time to tuck in if a big car comes around. Oh, cancel my indicator as well. That's what I get for not looking down. Dog on the right hand side. Just check he's not spooked or anything like that. Look through the junction, no one coming from up there. Into 40, mirror check, nothing behind us. Up to 40. Road's rolling around to the right. There's a bit of a driveway on the left hand side, so I'm just going to stick between position 1 and 2 here. So I'm over to the side but not right in that driveway because it was quite blind behind the brick wall. It's doing a 40, coming over to position 3, took through the corner. That car's going very slow, so just checking he's not about to pull in. He was looking for something. National speed limit, mirror check, roll on up to 60. Over to position 1, looking through the corner. Got a relatively good view there on this side, but as soon as we get to this corner we haven't because the hedge is higher on the left. So mirror check, ready to brake if we need to. Around the corner. Again, just stay out in position 3 so we've got as much visibility as we can around to the left. Then the road's stuck into the right, so we're going to pull it over to position 1, looking up through that corner. Back into the middle here. Can even use a bit of the other side of the road because I can see it's all clear. A bit damp on the inside on the left there, avoiding that puddle. And again, as soon as it's clear, we can tuck back in and use the whole road. I'm going to stay really wide here. It's a nice gentle corner, so I've got loads of room to get back in if there's oncoming. But it tightens up here, coming up to quite a tight left. Mirror check, rolling down the brakes. Looking through the corner, staying out wide. And as the road tucks back, we then cut back over to this curb. And gives us lots of space to look through that side, nice and slow. Okay, rolling on over to position 3. Mainly keeping an eye out for oncoming vehicles and also wildlife around here. There's quite likely to be deers, rabbits and things like that. Just keeping an eye on the hedgerows. Got a junction coming up on the right hand side. Can't see anything emerging. There is a car though, so I'll give them plenty of space. Then drop back over to 3 for the corner. Over to 2, look up the road, there's a junction on the left, give that loads of space, nothing coming, so I might as well use the other side of the road. Again, because we've got so much visibility, I'm going to use the whole road to maximise that. Closes off a little bit now, vanishing point's coming towards us, so rolling off, it's now staying steady so we can hold throttle, roll back on again as it disappears away. Bit of a blind crest there, should be able to see vehicles before they get to us, yeah, and then a bit of an S coming up, because we see some houses ahead, so it might be ready for a speed change. Road's dropping away to the right. Staying out nice and wide here, I can see there's nothing coming out that junction on the farm track, so I can go out wide, use the whole road. Again, just maximising how far I can see through the corners. Real slow here. Got barriers on the inside, so there's nowhere to duck off to, so I'm just going to take it nice and steady. Oncoming car into position 1, give him space. Then back out to 2 again, give me a bit more view around the corner. Back over to 1, ready to accelerate out of this if it opens up straight. There we go, we've got a crossroads coming up and a car coming out. Roll off, give him a bit of space. And now we can see there's nothing that's going to affect us coming out of those, so back on it again. I was meant to turn right down there, but never mind, we'll let the sat-nav deal with it. Or will we? Is it just going to make me do a loop? Well, maybe I'll have to do a U-turn, that'll be nice, wouldn't it? Very nice straight section of road, a bit of a crest, there are some houses on the right-hand side. There's a little pulling coming up here, I'm just going to do a cheeky little U-turn. Mirror check, nothing behind me, coming down the gears, on the brakes. Let's see if we can do this in a one-up. Nice and clear ahead, shoulder check coming through, and then a quick mirror check before we pull back out on the road. All good and clear. Getting rolling over a crest, but it's quite shallow, so I'd see any vehicles coming well before they got to me. Bit of an S coming up, I can move slightly over to the left, but now I know that's clear, I can actually use the whole road and go right over to the right hand side to let me see around that, but obviously ready to duck back in if needs be. Right, I needed to turn left at this crossroads here. I can remember that, the sat-nav hasn't caught up yet. Mirror check, on the brakes quite hard. Rolling in, just watching that bit of gravel on the inside of the corner there, and any cars that might be coming out and cutting across. Comes the indicator. Mirror check, nothing behind me still. Just hold the speed down a little bit while we roll through this section. Sitting in the middle of the road, give plenty of clearance to either of the verges in case anything runs out. Obviously the main thing we're watching for here is any cars oncoming going quick. We've got 30 coming out, mirror check, nothing behind us. down through the gears, and we're coming up to a junction where we're going to be turning right. Obviously much more residential stuff here, so again just keep an eye out for pets, pedestrians, that sort of thing. Mirror check, nothing behind us still. Quick look around, can see down the road that side fine, bit more limited that way, but it's all good. But now, catch the indicator, we're in a 30 now. And we're just going to follow this down the hill, sit in position 2 in the middle of the road, junction coming up on the left, make sure that car's seen us, a little bit of a wiggle so he doesn't pull out on me. Wiggling left and right like that is a really good way of getting cars to notice bike headlights, because when something's got side-to-side movement in your vision, it sticks out a lot more than something just coming straight at you. Right, I'm watching here for cars that might be on my side of the road going around those parked vehicles. And again, I've got a parked vehicle on the side of the road, so just being cautious in case anything comes around and comes onto my side. I'm going to move right over to see around them, then once I'm past and clear of him, back over to position 3 to look around this corner. A lot of parked cars, so again, just watching for people pulling out that I might not expect. Still in the 30, over to 1, looking down the road, a couple of pedestrians, not much going on. I can see into that driveway. Oh, I keep mixing up driveways and junctions, don't I? There you go, that junction down there. Still holding around the outside of this 30. I can see, where are we heading? We're into a national, but we're taking a right here, so we'll just hold on at 30. Indicate, looking down, loads of kids playing over there, so just keep an eye for any more that might be about. Look through the road, yeah, I can see both corners ahead there. Loads of gravel on the road there though, so being a bit cautious. Quick mirror checking behind us, there's nothing going to follow me down here. I'm going to cautiously sit in the middle of the road here because it's quite gravelly in the middle, so I really want to be just either side of it, this side or that side. But by staying to this side, it just lets me see a bit further around the corner and even just leaning my head around it a little bit. Back over to position 1. The road's pretty narrow here, so ready to stop if anything comes the other way. Notice there is a width restriction, so there shouldn't be big vehicles coming down here, but it doesn't make much odds on the road this size. The car fills it up too. Load of parked cars, watching for people coming out of those and see what's going on around them. Just a couple of houses there. Back over to position 1 to look through this corner. Oh, there's the Cat's Pub. Finally figured out where that is. Okay, we're actually back into a 60 here according to my sat-nav, but I'm not convinced about that, and I'm just holding on until, well, either I see a sign or we've got no more regular houses around us. Past this junction, give that loads of space, but also watching for cars shooting around. As soon as I'm past that entrance I can see down, I'll come back over to my side, look up through the road. Again, loads of gravel in the middle of the road there. Terrible visibility really. Over to the left hand side, keeping an eye on those junctions. Oh, we've got a nice muddy wet section here, so my choices are either come to this side for better visibility, but if there is an oncoming I've got to cut back across that mud, which is a bit sketchy, so it's better to just stay on this side here in the wet, I think, and be ready to tuck into the curb if I need to. Again, a really wet section there. Mirror check, there's nothing behind us while we're going nice and slow. Pink jumper on the floor, random. Okay, now it's the road's dry, we can use both sides of it. Come out right over to the opposite side, look through the corner. We'll stay out here because the road's carrying on to the left. Again, just staying out. Now it straightens up, we'll come back into the middle of the road, giving us maximum distance away from both driveways. Junction on the left, unlikely to be traffic coming out, and I've got quite good visibility. There is an oncoming car right over my side, so I'll tuck right into the curb, give them space. I've once again apparently missed my junction, but I thought that's where it's telling me to go. Anyway, never mind. Staying over to position 1, road's tucking around to the left so I can move out to the opposite side. Again, it's quite an open corner, so I've got time to tuck back in if needs be. Lovely straight section there, but I'm really watching out for just animals more than anything else along this section. Road's going quite sharply to the right by the looks of it, over a crest, so backing up, down a gear. Looking up through the corner, we've got a T-junction coming up apparently. There we go, mirror check, nothing behind me. Down through the gears, really loose gravel again on this corner. Shouldn't need to stop there, you go, no traffic from that direction. One oncoming, but he's miles away. I'll stay over to this side for a moment, give him a bit of space, and then back into position 3 to let me see further around the corner. Follow that round. We've got a runner on the right, so I'm going to come right over to the left, just in case any cars shoot around the corner and need to swerve around him. back into 3, slow signs and chevrons, mirror check again, we've got a bike behind us at the moment, and over to 1, looking up through the corner, holding us steady, it's rolling away from us, and I can roll on a little bit now. Let's see if he wants to come for a play, shall we? Driveway's on the left, staying over to position 1 though, the main concern is traffic that's oncoming. I'm now going to come out a little bit wider, looking up through the corner as best I can, but the hedgerow blocks most of it, staying out to position 1, back over to 3, looking through the corner up there, I can see quite clearly, it's clear, so it lets me use the whole road. Just cautious of the gravel on that lay-by on the left hand side there. Okay, staying out wide again, can't see through that hedgerow. As it opens up I can see over the grass there, so I know there's nothing oncoming. I'm turning left here, nice early indication to let him know I'm turning, and a little wave. Loads of gravelly shitty bits there though. Right, cancel indicator, back into the middle of the road. Car parked on the left, in case he opens his door I'll pull over to position 1. We're taking a left down this little lane, nothing behind me, 1 oncoming but he's miles away. Okay, very blind through this section. I can use more of the road where the bank drops away, and now I've got a good visibility down to the next corner that's going off to the right. I can see some water on the corner though and a bit of mud, so just backing it off, it's looking a little bit gravelly and crappy there. As soon as I see it's clear though I can roll through it, it's fine. Road's rolling around to the left, still got damp patches and a puddle on the inside, low visibility, still pretty wet here, just keeping the speed down in case tractor comes around the corner and I've got to brake sharpish. Nice clear bit of road there, but the surface is shocking. And again, nice and gentle around here because that looks slippery as hell. Keeping it to the driest part of the road where possible, but still trying to keep the visibility up and ready to duck over to the side if the car does come the other way. Okay, again here I'm just going to nip into my side, even though I'd like to be further over because I don't want to have to swerve over that gravel if I need to. Now I can stay out to position 1, got gravelly driveway, so I'll come back over to this side because there'll be a load of crap dragged out on the road there. Back just into position 1.5, 2 there, staying on the inside of the gravel, race the pigeon up there. Mirror check, there's nothing behind us, just means I can emergency stop and change speed without worrying about it if I need to. Staying over this side, lovely green slippery mossy bit in the middle of the road, but while it's pretty dry like this it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Road's going sharply to the left, it looks like a T-junction, mirror check, still nothing behind me, indicators on, really cautious of coming around this corner because I've got no visibility, and if locals know the road well they'll smash through there and kill me. Right, all clear that way, really low visibility, it's just gentle coming out of there. Now it opens up a little bit more, road's rolling around to the right so I'll stay over to the left hand side. Trying to see through the corner, I've got a little bit of heads up through that gap there but not a great deal. Load of dirt in the middle of the road again, so just cautious through there. I'm very blind because of that hedge, can't see where the road's going at all. Okay, we're going to roll to the right, mirror check, nothing coming, or nothing behind us should I say. Now looking up to the left, keeping an eye to the right in case anyone cuts in through that junction. Slightly wider, better road here, but we're still basically sharing the lanes. Partridge on the right hand side, give them a bit of space, and a pheasant even. Over to position 1. Again, lots of keeping an eye out for farm machinery and things like that in this sort of area. Using the whole road where possible. We'll come right up to the outside. Now where that's crappy in the middle, we'll get back right onto position 1. Again, still pretty wet, so I don't want to be doing any sudden braking or turning on it. And a load of mud in the middle of the road there. Okay, come out a little bit wider, give us a view around that verge. It's a lovely quiet day out, so we've not had to deal with much traffic here. Keeping an eye on the junction on the left there, junction on the right, can see well down there, all nice and clear. Just holding the speed down until I can see further up the road. Again, can't see past those hedges, so working on quite a short braking distance. Got houses on the right hand side here, possibly coming into a 30. The road gets a little bit wider, I'm going to use the whole road here to look around the corner. I think we are still in a 60, but we're sitting at about 30 mile an hour just because there's so much going on at the moment. Loads of parked cars, want to give them space in case someone opens a car door on us. Okay, where I can see the road's dropping down, I can now come over to this side and get my view all the way around it. I'm going to stay out on this side because it's quick and easy for me to cut back over if I need to. Where that visibility goes, moving back into my side, and it's very narrow there, so ready to just come to a stop if needs be. I see some parked cars, don't know if that's a pub or something, but just wary of what it might be. Right, we're going to turn right at the end of the road. Oh, we're back where those kids are, and the junction and such. I don't know what route this is taking me on. Okay, all nice and clear there. We're onto a 60 mile an hour road here, national speed limit. We've got 2 lanes, so we can roll on the speed a little bit. I'm coming over to position 3, let me see around the corner. Just trying to see as far as ahead as we can. Lurking down the road. Road's dropping away to the left quite hard. Mirror check, nothing behind me. Rolling on the brakes, down a gear, stay out position 3. Junction opposite, but there's nothing coming through it. Right, we've got a flooding sign there. It is that time of the year, so ready for that to be wet if needs to be. And we've got a temporary traffic light sign. Back to position 1, obviously to let that car pass. We're going to stay over this side in case there's anything else oncoming. Single fold traffic and red light, typical. Right. Mirror check, nothing behind us. Keep an eye on that while we're stopped. Let some air in the visor. And it's still recording. Fantastic. Sorry about the coughing. Okay, so just keeping an eye on the mirrors. Just so we know when the lights change if anyone's going to do a cheeky shoot around the outside of us, even if it's a bike or something like that. Yeah, watching out for push bikes as well that tend to scoot up the left hand side. It's a bit of a painful traffic light. This one I can see there's nothing on coming the other way. It's a bit of a sort of canoeing and water fun area around here, so ready for there to be kids and things like that about again. Very scenic, though. Okay, even though we're in a 60, I'm just going to hold it at about 30 here, just because we've got parked cars and bits going on. Once we pass this car, mirror check, nothing behind us still, roll on a little bit. And that's it, we're back into a proper national section now. Okay, road's running to the left. I'm actually going to come quite wide here so I can see as far around it as I can, which is about position 4. Now it's getting a bit blind, I'll go back onto my side, over to position 1, look through the corner. Keep an eye on that junction on the right hand side, it's all clear, down a gear, staying out nice and wide, but watching the gravel from those driveways. Back over to position probably 4 now, it's quite tight, this one looking right up through the corner, which means we can stay out wide and there's nothing coming. There is a damp patch in the road there though. Houses on the right hand side, so cautious of those driveways and the wet patch here. Just going to lose a load of speed again here because you've got a load of parked cars in case there's anything coming out of these places. The road rolls around to the right, but it looks like there's a junction ahead. I can see well into that though, so we're all fine. Back onto position 1, looking up around the corner. Again, I can see it's lovely and clear here. Good view into the driveway, so I'm happy staying out in position 3 or 4. Ready to see as far as I can around this corner. Stay around to 3, back into 1, looking down that junction, but it's all clear. Again, pretty tight, short visibility here. Holding the speed down, back over to 1, looking up through the corner. Looks like we're getting out of the housing a little bit, so the road's likely to straighten up and speed up. Mirror check, still nothing behind me. Junction on the right, watching for anything emerging out there, but predominantly looking for oncoming cars that might be on my side of the road. Nice clear straight section. I'll come out into the centre just to stay away from any driveways. Junction on the right, but I can see well into that, and roads roll into the left. Visibility is not great, but the corner's quite open, so I've got loads of room to tuck in. Again, looking all the way up through that, and I'm following the telegraph lines again to show me that the road's going to roll around to the right a bit and then around to the left. I saw some sort of movement up there. I don't know if that was a car or a walker. Just going to back off in case it's someone going slow on my side of the road. Out to 3, looking around the corner. No, don't know what that was. I'm turning right in the section. I've got a traffic work sign, but I think that's just for this building site here. There's nothing going on at the moment. I've got a right turn, mirror check, nothing behind me. Stay out quite wide so I can see as much oncoming as possible, but before I get to stopping speed I'll go back to the left, looking up through the junction, bit of gravel on the side of the road, or middle of the road. Cancel the indicator, staying right to the left hand side here to go around this corner. And nice clear run through there, wind on a little bit, mind the mud in the middle of the road. Road's going fairly sharply to the left, so again just rolling off, get outward when I pass that mud to look through it. I can stay out here, but now it's tightening up, I'm going to come into my side a little bit more. Looks like we're coming up to a T-junction by that traffic. We are going to be going right. Mirror check, nothing behind me, right indicator, ready to position in the middle of the road there. Got oncoming traffic, waiting for that. Okay, looks like it's going to be quite a busy little junction. I've got terrible visibility to the left, so I want to wait for a big clear gap on the right, and then I can just jump out there when needs be. Got the gap on the right, nothing on the left, still got the gap on the right. Mirror check, nothing behind me that's going to jump out. There's my gap, going for it. Okay, over to position 1, we're in a 60-mile-an-hour road here. And I can just sit in position 2 here. We're coming into 40, so I'm not going to be able to overtake these cars. So I can just sit back, give myself a bit of space on either side. Mirror check, there's still nothing behind me. I'm going to turn the heated grips on because it's getting cold out. Again, we're just sitting in position 2 here unless anything gives us reason to move. Might come out a little bit wider here to see through the corner, but because we've got the 2 cars ahead of us, I kind of know if there's any obstructions in the road before I get to them, because they're going to brake and I'll be able to read it off of that. So in that sort of situation it's kind of easier to just sit fairly centrally in the road. Following that around to the right, and I'll come out a little bit wide just to let me see through the corner, but I know we're relatively clear because I can see the 3 cars ahead of me progressing through it. If we come out of this 40 and back into a national, I'll look for a chance to get past these cars. Okay, so again we've got national there, mirror check, nothing behind us. Mirror check the other side in case a bike's shooting by, but all still clear. Going to go right out in position 3, maybe position 4 down here, to see if we can see any oncoming traffic. No, we've got oncoming there, so just tuck back in. And that's fine, we're just having a look, we're not committing to it. Again, come out nice and wide. We've got an island in the middle of the road, so we're not going to get through there, but staying out here actually lets me see a lot clearer with oncoming traffic. Now I'm getting close to that, I'll roll back into position 1, move over. Lovely little straight there, but because of the junction and the traffic islands, I can't do anything about it. And by the time we pass those, we're going to have these oncoming trials. Looks like we're going back into a lower speed limit. Mirror check, there's still nothing behind us. Coming into a 40. Okay, give that bit of car a little bit of space. I'm just bouncing between, sitting in the middle of my lane to give space to the traffic from the other side, and then when I can, moving in or out to look further down the road ahead. Because like down there you can see there's some sort of humpback bridge coming up. We can see that well in advance, so we're looking out for any vehicles might be coming over, taking up our side of the road. Again, just watching that junction, but there's good visibility into it. Still in the 40, coming up to this humpback now. Mirror check, but there's nothing behind us just in case we need to brake. I'm going to stay nice and wide because the road curves around to the left. You can see from the hedge line there that it was going left ahead of us. Coming back into Maldon now. Okay, moving over. I'm going to stick to 2 again, give those cars some room. I'm really cautious here in case that car pulls out in front of me, and we've got one from the other side, so just back our fingers over the brake. No, they waited for us, so we can roll back on a little bit again. Looks like we've got another bridge coming up. Can't really see too much over that. Looks like the road's sort of rolling around to the right. Oh, and we've got a roundabout the other side of it. Just being cautious of these driveways on the left still, because they didn't have much visibility into them. There's a new section of road, I don't know this. Say hello to those boys. We're going to take second exit, regardless of the sat-nav telling me to float through space. Mirror check, nothing behind us. Looking up the road, we've got oncoming vehicles, so I'm going to indicate off. Shoulder check behind us, all clear on that side. We're staying out nice and wide here. At this roundabout, we're taking the first exit, effectively straight over. Nothing behind us. Watching for traffic coming from the right, all clear currently, still clear, so it's my road. Following it around, I'll stay on this side, indicate left to let that car know we're coming off. Cancel the indicators. Into a 30, mirror check, still got nothing behind me. Okay, we're taking a left at this junction, still clear behind me, indicate to the left, keeping an eye for cars shooting across from the right hand side. Yeah, we're all good. Stay nice and wide around the corner to let us see as far ahead as possible. A few oncoming cars, but it's nice and straight. Got no junctions or driveways down this section. Got it carried away there, still a 30 apparently. I'm pretty sure this used to be a 60, but they've changed it for the state, so back down to 30. Mirror check, nothing behind me. Indicate left, looking to the left, nothing coming from the right. Watching for that car cutting the corner a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. And then new road layout, turning right. I've got loads of visibility to the left. No, nothing's coming from there. This car's coming in here, so once this one's gone, we're fine to go. And then we are taking this immediate left. Mirror checker, still nothing behind me. Nothing oncoming, so I've got priority here. Roll through into a national, still nothing following me. And back up to speed. Cancel the indicator. Over to position 1, looking through the corner. This is quite a flowy, fast section. And we're going to come over to position 3, maybe even a little bit of 4, but there's a junction on the right there, so I'm going to come back to my side in case any traffic comes out of that. Looking all the way down to that van in the road ahead. We've got a few driveways coming up. Watching for cars edging out, but we've got no junctions, so people shouldn't be shooting out with any speed. Again, I'm going to actually come over to the other side of the road here to let me see through that junction. We've got a van coming. Slip back, give him loads of space. Over to position 1. Staying over here to let me see as far up the road as possible. I can see some cones there, so I don't know if there's a junction or something on the left. I'm just going to roll off a little bit so that until we figure out what it is. Oh, there's just a building at a house. Got a slow sign coming up though anyway, and road rolls around to the right. Back over to position 1 to look through the corner. Got a chevron coming up, so it's going to tighten up on us. Mirror check, there's nothing behind me, rolling off. I'm turning right at this junction, which is going to be a bit blind, I think. So again, another mirror check, still nothing behind me. Keep an eye on that though, because we're stopped in a 60. Give that van a little bit of space. Crossing over. Mirrors, there's nothing behind me on this section. Narrow section of 60-mile-an-hour road here. And again, a load of water, so we've just been a little bit careful there. Watch out for those horses and any that might be walking up the road. Scare the magpie off. Got reasonable visibility here, but quite a lot of hidden driveways down this little bit, I think. And yeah, we're coming into a 30. Mirror check, nothing behind us. And we're back into a 30. Car on the left hand side there, going to go out a little bit wide, give him space. Mirror check before I do. Indicating left for this junction. Just going to stay away from pavement a bit, let me see further round. There's an oncoming, but I've got plenty of time to go there. Cancel indicator. 30, we're going to stay at between position 2 and 3 here, just let us look through that corner. And then back into the centre of my lane. I think we'll probably call that a day there. So there you go. That's been me talking for a hell of a long while.
Wow, there you go then. That was a commentary. Sorry for the coughing and the very boring voice, but you know, it's a lot of talking to do while you're riding. Oh, look at my phone's off. Any minute now I'm going to disappear out of shot. But until then, I'll say goodbye. Any questions, any grief you want to give me in the comments, I welcome it. Come at me with the grief. Tell me what you would have done differently. Tell me what you would have done better.